You know I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. I'm your host, Nick Durst. I'm joined by the one and only Joe Calabrese. And Joe, our guest today is a dual threat. He's an athlete. He's also a reality star.
Yeah, and we got something else to add to the list. In terms of athletes, we have now bull rider, right? In addition to reality TV stars. But we are super happy. The last couple of weeks, we've loaded up on Big Brother 27, as we always do. Couldn't wait to have him on. Very happy he's joining us today. We welcome Rylie Jeffries to the show. Rylie,
Let's go, baby.
how are you, pal?
Man, I'm better than ever. I mean, I can't be any more better than right now, and I'm happy to be here to talk to y'all, so I really do appreciate it.
So, Ryan, I'm curious, what's the first app you're checking on your phone every day?
Man, honestly, I'm either waking up in the morning, I'm scrolling on TikTok, or I open up Instagram and I scroll on Instagram a little bit. I don't really have any other apps. I don't do like Twitter or anything like that. But yeah, it's probably just Instagram, TikTok, stuff like that, the usual.
And that's how you found out about us, right? Through the
Man, that's how.
DMs?
Yeah, that's how I found it. I literally opened Instagram up, and seen a
There's
couple of
our
my
video.
castmates on there, and I'm like, dude, I gotta hop on this. These are two chill dudes that I like to bullshit with and kick it with, man. So I'm happy to be here.
Very happy to have you. So
Appreciate it.
I've personally never been to any of the, we'll say the flyover Midwestern states, right? I've been to like the Great Lakes area, but you're from Oklahoma. You grew up in Luther, Oklahoma. Tell us what it was like, growing up in that environment out there in the middle of the country in the plains.
Man, it's you just small town kids, running around hayfields. Shoot, whenever I was younger, what we did for fun was we'd get in the back of the truck and we'd go down to our field. We had some fields, with some bunch of hay bales and stuff in it. My dad had this old like a Zuzu little tiny truck, and one of us would get in the back of it and the other one would be driving it, and then we'd just freaking haul ass across the field and jump out onto hay bales. And if you missed, then you'd hit the hard ground. But other than that, I played baseball growing up my whole entire life, and basketball. Played a little bit of football. I do love football, but I was more focused on baseball and riding bulls once I got into riding bulls too as
So,
well.
what
But
was your position in baseball?
I was pitcher.
We
I
got
was
that
pitcher.
length, so it makes sense.
I was actually so in 2019 or when 2019 or 20, whenever coronavirus actually
Yep,
hit, um,
2020.
I stopped riding bulls for a little bit because I was training to go play professional baseball. I'm a
Ah,
right-handed pitcher. I'm shortstop as well. So whenever I was pitching, I had a guy from the San Francisco Giants. He lived in my town, and he had a book with like every scout in the league in there. And he was like, "Dude, we're gonna get you right." He's seen me since I was a kid, but he's like, "We're gonna get you right." And I was like, "All right." So I stopped riding bulls for about a year, and then he got my fastball up to 96, and I was stoked, man. I was so ready to go into it, and then coronavirus hit, and he looked at me and he was like, "Nobody can travel, nobody can really get on planes or anything like that." And I was like, "Well, what's that mean?" He was like, "Looks like you're freaking SOL, bro. You're shit out of luck, buddy. Sorry."
so
So,
you play like through high school. You played baseball. Okay,
yep, yes, sir, yep. Baseball was
so
my
that
absolute.
was your thing. All right.
That was my
So
thing.
when did you first gain interest in bull riding?
So I was in eighth grade. Um, my dad used to ride bulls. One of my best friends at the
Family
time.
business.
Yeah, yeah, like straight up. One of my best friends was he was riding bulls too as well, and I was just like, you know what? My dad never pressured it onto me because he knows how it is. He knows like it's a hard sport, I mean, it's hard to watch your kid, I guess, get on bulls when knowing what you've been through and the pain that it puts you through and stuff like that, and the injuries, facing injuries and stuff. But yeah, he never pressured me, so I was just listening to a song in eighth grade one day, and was like texting my dad in school. I was like, "Hey, bro, I think I want to get on some bulls," and he was like, All right, dude. And ever since then, it's history from there. I mean, I can't stop. I can't stop thinking about it either.
So
So
go
go
ahead,
ahead,
Joe.
Nick. Yeah, I was gonna say, no, we had this on the rundown. I want to talk specifically about injuries related to bull riding. Have you ever injured yourself seriously? Did your father ever injure himself seriously? What are the types of injuries that are most common? And for some, is it, more severe than others?
There's this saying. It's not if you get hurt, it's when and how bad, because you're going to get hurt in riding bulls. I mean, no matter what, you're going to get hurt. My father, I don't know if he'd ever gotten seriously injured. I know he's probably been banged up and stuff before, but me, I've had my life almost taken 3 times in this sport,
Oof.
and
Wow.
I've had, you know, multiple concussions. I've snapped my right leg in half, my tib and fib, broke my jaw twice. I had it
Oof.
wired shut the first time, and then now I have plates and screws in it on this side, so those are for life. Dislocated my elbow back in February before I even went on Big Brother, so I was dealing with that as well and healing up from that, and that wound up giving me blood clots. So I was
Oh,
on Eliquis
Wow.
for a while, and yeah, so I've done it all. Hands, fingers, had my fingers sideways before and popped them back in myself. But
yeah.
other than that, yeah, you face multiple broke ribs as well, and that shit hurts right there, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I mean, you name it, yeah, I've definitely done it.
Certainly the most dangerous sport. So I'm curious, what's the process like to become a bull rider? And when was the first time you actually rode a bull and how old were you?
So the process is just um, putting yourself out there and having the confidence and the determination and knowing that you can do it. The hardest part is getting down in the bucket chutes and nodding your head and saying, "Yeah, let's go." Like, let him out of here, But it's just mainly it's a part of just putting yourself to it. Like I said, having confidence in yourself and just knowing that, yeah, you're going to get hurt, but know that God has your back. If you're religious, if you're not, I don't know if every single bull rider out there is religious or anything like that, but I know I am, and I know God has me. Um, but yeah, it's just the part of just doing it, man. If you're going to do it, you got to do it 100%. You can't be halfway into it, because if you're halfway into it, you're already psyching yourself out. And you got to know that you're going to dominate. You got to know that you're going to win each and every single day. I pick myself up. It don't matter if I'm waking up to go take on my day or if I'm waking up to go hop on some dang bulls. And, I feel like 10 feet tall and bulletproof each and
Yeah.
every single time.
Well, it's
But,
interesting because, like with baseball, it's easy to practice.
right.
You just get the glove, get another person a ball. Like to practice bull riding, you need to get a bull, you need to have a venue. So, what's like the practice mentality for bull riding?
So practice mentality is like, I mean, it's straight up. It's like going and getting on at a rodeo or something,
Yeah.
But they have practice bulls that you can go get on. You can get on buckers, or you can get on something that you just would was going to be good for you to just pick your confidence back up and stuff like that. But they got barrels. You can get on barrels. They got buckrights and stuff, just like a stationary barrel that kind of goes
Hmm.
up and down.
So, how
Um,
would you fare in a mechanical bull at a bar?
Dude,
Dominate it?
no, okay. Mechanical bulls, I've been asked this multiple times. Mechanical bulls they hurt. Like, I mean, they don't have no get bulls have like the
Some
muscle to
cushion.
give, for your legs and stuff.
So
But
they don't really prepare you, right?
no, no,
Like if
you
I
stay
go to a
on.
bar, I've done this before a couple of times and I wasn't great, but I lasted like, 8 to 10 seconds, which is pretty good after the first few. But in terms of it's just totally different, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got a bull coming out. It's not just like sitting there just spinning in one little spot or kind of just
Jumping up and
bucking like
down.
this up and down. You're facing a live something with a heart and something with a mind of its own, and you don't know exactly what's going to happen. So and people's compared it to riding dirt bikes and stuff like that. Props to the guys that ride dirt bikes, man. Props to it. I mean, it's a dangerous sport as well. But this is a bull. This is something with a mind of its own. And yeah, the momentum when a bull comes out and is going forward, you have to balance yourself perfectly on it, because if not, you're gonna get, we call it yard darted, and that just means you're just getting straight thrown at the ground like a dart, bro. And it ain't the best feeling in the world. So you got to dang sure know, like, the right moves to make, the small moves, the big moves, whatever the right timing is. You got to get in perfect timing with the bull.
Dangerous stuff, and I like the mentality that you're explaining to us. So, tell us about how you decided to audition for Big Brother. Were you familiar with the show? Had you watched it before? Tell us the whole process from auditioning through getting cast. And you mentioned before you had an injury in February. So, at what point did you say, "All right, looks like this Big Brother thing might happen. I better step away from bull riding for now," because another broken arm or something, you would have been off the show.
Oh yeah, 100%. So, I was scrolling on Facebook one day and seen an application on there, and I was like, man, you know what? I'm just gonna put in an app. I'm just gonna do it. I didn't think in a million years I would actually get picked, but um, a few months later, I got a call. I was at work. I installed tornado shelters too, so I was at work digging on the excavator, and my phone started ringing. I pulled it up, and I didn't notice the number or anything, so I was just like, I usually don't answer numbers that I don't know, but something was just telling me to answer, so I answered it. And they was like, hey, blah, 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 this is Big Brother. Like, we think you'd be a great fit, yada, yada. And I was like, nah, like, this is a scam, bro. This is not real life right now. So I told him, I was like, all right, well, I'll call you back after I get done working. So I wound up calling him back. And yeah, it was a serious deal. So at that point, I started taking it a little easier on the bull riding side. And then whenever I really started getting actually casted into it, they was like, hey, like, basically you have a really good shot at coming on this show, so you might want to just be safe, take it easy. And I was just promised them, I was like, you know what, since I might have a good shot at getting on this, I'll take it easy for the next couple months or whatever. I'll lay off the bulls and I'll start focusing mainly on this. And yeah, and then it wound up, man, it was bada bing, bada boom, and I was on the freaking show, and I was stoked, bro. I had no idea in a million years that I would ever get that opportunity, but I was really excited for it. And I would have, like, literally, I say this, like, I would have never met Katherine in my entire life if it wasn't for that. So I do believe everything happens for a reason. And I'm back to riding bulls now, so it was just a few months.
So we knew you were going to be back to riding bulls. The real question is, as the show went on, you developed a showmance with Catherine, right? Do you think when it came to strategy, it kind of contributed to the downfall of your particular game? And now that you're out of the house, we know that very shortly after, on finale night, you guys confirmed that you were together. Where are you guys at right now?
Man, hey, I'm chilling in South Carolina right now. You know what I'm saying? We've been kicking it probably the last month, really since we gotten off the show. I think like a week or two after the show, we kind of just did our own thing or whatever. But we've been kicking it. We've been chilling. Relationships, the best thing that's ever happened to me. And just getting to see that girl and hang out with her and getting to talk to her each and every single day. She brings me right at home and makes me feel like the only guy in this whole entire world. And she has nothing but confidence and determination in my success. And I really couldn't be any more blessed. So I'm very grateful for it.
Well, you see, Joe, I keep telling you, I need you to go on the show so you can get into Showmance, and then you hear those kind words by Rylie. That could be you in the future.
He wants me to go on the show, not because he wants me to win, simply because he wants me to get into a showmance, and that'd be excellent publicity for the
That's
podcast.
like
That's
I
it.
mean,
That's it.
Dude, do it.
Not even a
Do
win.
it.
Not even a win.
but
Do
think
it, bro.
about it,
I mean, yeah,
750,000 or like a life partner,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
forever. So
I had a chance. Obviously, we all had a chance at 750,000, but no, I didn't. I didn't win that, but I got the absolute grand freaking jackpot of a prize out of the whole entire deal. There's plenty of more opportunities and everything out there to go make some money, get on some different shows and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I didn't want to waste that 750,000, but I mean, I got the absolute best thing that could have came out of that too. So I'm very happy.
how'd you feel about everybody targeting you on that first day, calling you the mastermind's accomplice?
Dude, oh my gosh. Well, it was actually crazy because it was 11 to like 5 votes. Zay had 5, I had 11. And me and Zay were like telling everybody that it was each other, like I was telling everybody that it was him and he was telling
Yeah.
everybody that it was me. So,
You should just be
Uh,
like, vote. I would have just been like, vote me. Go ahead. I'm not it. So you're gonna lose. Like,
yeah, that's what I told. I took my hat off. I took my hat off and I sat underneath me. I said, "Well, y'all are gonna feel dumb because I'm
yeah,
not going to damn place. Like seriously, like figure it out. I'm telling you
yeah.
right now.
And
Or
that hurt.
anybody
That
could have
hurt.
said
That
that.
hurt Zay right there because he was out the door.
Yep, that
The
did.
Burger Bros did not last very long.
No, and I knew on that part, man. I knew. I did vote Zay out, and me and him talked about
I was
that. We
surprised about that, Riley,
we already
watching
had
from
talked about that. I
afar.
know I felt like complete crap too. I was like, dang it, bro. But I told him like straight up, like I was like, I love you, bro. I'm sorry. Like there's nothing I could have actually done anyway. So I was trying to keep myself on the
Sure.
right vote, the right side as well. Because it was so early in the game, man. It was so dang early. And at that point, everybody who
Yeah.
voted for him, everybody was like, oh, well, who was on this side of the vote? Who was on this side of the vote?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Walk us through that first week of when you get in the house through when Zay gets knocked out. What I some of your other classmates said you're basically up like 24 hours straight when you first got in the house. So just walk to us through that first week and how you kind of got acclimated to the show in the house.
man, it's like we all come from different time zones.
Yep.
So I'm from Oklahoma, and I think it's like 2 hours difference maybe from there or something like that. So yeah, it's hard. It's a hard deal to adjust to for sure, and it does take uh, a couple of weeks to actually get adjusted to. To be honest, I don't know if I ever got adjusted to. I don't know if Vince. Well, Vince actually lives there, so I was about to say I don't know if he ever got adjusted to it because he was up until like 6 or 7 in the morning, and then like only getting a
Was
couple hours.
was there
Couple
even a
hours.
clock? Was there even a clock in the house? Maybe the
Yeah. So
microwave or the oven?
there was just on the microwave and just on the oven, and the coffee pot. I think the coffee pot had
All
a
right.
time on it too. But other than that, you don't know what the heck's going on. The lights don't ever really go off in the living room or the kitchen or anything. So in the bedroom, you got to wait till half of the room is in there. I'd go in the DR and just be like, "Hey, bro, if I'm the only one laying down there, I'm like, dude, you got to turn these lights off. I cannot." I had a light bulb right here in my face the whole entire time. I unscrewed it. I unscrewed my light bulb so it wouldn't come on. But I was like, dude, y'all got to figure it out and kick these lights off because these people stay up till freaking 6 in the morning. That's crazy. But it was an adjustment, man. It was definitely an adjustment.
Now, what about the backyard? You're a small town kid from Oklahoma. You're outside a lot. You're always in space. Now you're confined. And on top of that, you only get the backyard for so many, days during the week periods of time because they're setting up and doing anything. How'd you get adjusted to that?
I seen a pool table. Uh, I love playing pool, so that was cool. But other than that, it was like, what am I gonna do out here? I was like playing soccer with the medicine balls and stuff like that, just running around kicking them. Uh, Honestly, yeah, I'm outside. I'm running around each and every single day. I'm not confined in a space like that, but I knew where I was and what I was there for. So every day that I woke up, man, really just hanging out with Keanu and Kat and Zach and all them, just being able to just sit there and just book rap with each other, and it makes you lose track of being so confined in a space. Like it's basically just like living with a bunch of your best friends that you're gonna have to compete with, and somebody's got to go home each and every single week. So it is hard on that part, but man, just being confined up in that backyard. Uh, I just tried to do whatever I could to take my mind off of just being so cooped up all the time, because like you said, man, I'm out and about like all the time, all of my day. But it was a little different.
Now, Nick and I agree if the Burger Bros or if the boys kind of stayed together, I think they would have went a lot further. For you personally, your downfall, probably the single moment was the Big Brother blockbuster, the blunder of locking in too early. Do you regret that too?
Man, I rolled my first ball, got like 8 or 9, something like that. I don't know. Then I rolled this. I only rolled twice. So I rolled that second time and I got 29. And I was like looking at Morgan, and I was looking at Mickey, and I was like, they ain't getting anywhere close to this. So I'm pacing in between them, just trying to
Watch
burn down
them.
some time, trying to get a different little strategy going in that. So they wasn't getting anywhere close. And I look at Morgan, and Morgan hits 29. I misunderstood. I thought if we tied, we were going to go into a tiebreaker round. I literally thought that's what I heard, So, and I could hear Julie, like you can hear Julie talking and saying like Rylie gets this, Morgan gets this, Mickey gets this, blah blah blah. I heard her say Morgan locks in, and I'm watching Morgan. So, and I never heard her say Mickey has locked in already. So I'm like, all right. So me and Morgan got 29 each. We're gonna tie. We're gonna go to a tiebreaker round. So I casually walk back with a minute left on the wall. I casually walk back and I tap the button, and I'm like, all right, because I'm gonna smoke Morgan in this second round, bro. It don't matter. Like I only rolled twice. They rolled like 250 times, and I know that you have to like if I had to push the ball hard and let it skip across the platforms and go into the different slots. But I was just trying to stay, calm and focused, not get so rushed. And if I did have to go into a second round tied with Morgan, I would have smoked her. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's full confidence in that right there. But I turn around and I look, and Mickey's buttons lit up, bro. And I'm like, oh, crap. Like, I didn't even walk over there and look at her score or anything like that. Like, she's like, Morgan and Rylie locked in with 29. Mickey, you're the winner. And I'm like, dang, okay. I think I'm safe. Like with Mickey, me and Mickey were pretty cool. We had a lot of talks, we had a lot of conversations. Me and Kat had talked to her and agreed with her just to kind of just keep each other safe and keep each other going in this game. And I thought I at least had her vote. I was supposed to have Ava and Vince's vote as well. Ava looked at me and said, I got you. You're good no matter what. I told her these people in this house are going to try to get you to vote me out, just like they have been doing to everybody in this game. Each week, I watched Ava cry. I watched Ava bawl her eyes out on the bench seats while we're voting because she's not doing what she actually wants to do. And Vince, I pulled Vince. I knew Vince was going to switch up on me. For some reason, I pulled him into the have not room, and I was like, Vince, I got to have you, bro. And I was telling Keanu that too because he was so close with Rachel, and I knew Rachel wanted me out. And I thought, he was going to do what she was going to say as well. But something in me did trust him. Like I did trust Keanu, who's one of my best friends in the whole entire house. I love that dude to this day. I can't wait to see him. We're going to link up here soon. But yeah, Vince was just like, man, I got you. I know I got you, bro. Don't worry about it. I got you. Me and him had a final two on day one. Like before everybody was talking, we
Who
were
didn't
all
have a final two events?
Yeah, I was gonna say who
Kelly,
didn't?
everybody.
Who didn't have a final two with him? I know, but I was like the first one in the house to actually sit in the kitchen and talk to him. Like as we came in, like we met by the refrigerator and like we.
You know what it was? You guys are bonded by the mustaches.
Yes, we were bonded by the mustaches, And I told him, I was like, dude, I can actually grow a mustache, so I'm gonna think about doing it. So we can be the mustache boys. But no, yeah, that was kind of crazy. So I thought I actually had Vince and Ava as well. I knew Mickey was kind of in between that, but those two right there would have definitely saved me. I had the closest vote all season. It was 5-4.
Changed the whole game.
Changed the whole game, yeah, and that was a wild plan as well.
Well, knowing what you went through with the Block Bluster, and obviously Vince flopped on you, but how are you feeling watching his huge blunder on that last competition where he just misread?
Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, like I feel bad for the guy, but like at the same time, dude, he was throwing a fit. Like, I mean, he was giving it to him, but I can understand the frustration in his eyes because just one misconception of just reading it. Like, I was watching it and I understood what it meant, but whenever you're in competitions and stuff or like competing in these competitions, it's your mind is just racing so fast because you're like,
yep,
100 miles per hour, and one little thing can switch up, It's so I understand where he's coming from on that.
Yeah, that was something. That was some good TV.
It was great TV.
I felt bad for him. I really did.
That was really good TV, and I mean it was a little bit excessive, but
Like,
it was
it's right. It was
that
that was the best.
Yeah, he's like, I suck. I suck. I shouldn't even be here. There's so many other people that should be here. Okay. No,
So,
that's cool.
obviously Ashley won. So I'm curious to know your thoughts on could Vince have done anything? You aren't in the jury, but could Vince have done anything to sway them to get him to win? And how would you have voted if you were voting there?
Man, to be honest, I know where Ashley came from. I don't know. I don't know if he could have done anything because he burned so many bridges going up to jury. Man, I mean, like if he would have played that a little bit smarter, a little bit better, get people to actually like him and get game to be on the game side and personal level to be on personal level side. Maybe that could have helped him a little bit, but I knew where Ashley came from, and I knew she had some money going into the show. I knew she was financially stable and everything like that. I knew Vince was, yeah, living with his folks and
Hmm.
unemployed or whatever, as he said. And I feel like that could have really helped him. The money could actually really helped him in life to get what he wanted to do and be where he wanted to be. Props to Ashley for winning. I have no disrespect on anybody. That's she won. She's successful. She did the dang thing like each and
Yeah,
every single one of us wanted to. But I don't know. Vince switching up on me that vote and
it's
stuff like
hard to
that kind
forget
of,
that, all right?
yeah, that kind of would have had me. He came out whenever he came out of those doors, just
Yeah, I
like
feel like everybody had that moment with him where it was like, you know what, we wanted to vote for you, but it's like this
Well,
happened,
the thing
right?
is,
yeah,
I always say this to all your castmates, like he made a good point in his final speech, but he didn't really emphasize it enough. He basically said like, "Yeah, I burned bridges because I had to. I was always HOH. I had to put up half the house with the Block Bluster." But he really didn't own that enough. He should have really emphasized that more, where it's like, with great power comes great responsibility, and I
yep,
can't protect everybody. But he really didn't do a good enough job there. And Ashley, she was ready. She was a torpedo. So that happened there. Now,
dude.
your season, three showmances, obviously you and Catherine. We got Lauren and Zach, and of course Morgan and Vince. So which one of those three do you feel like has gotten the most attention online?
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Which of the three showmances do you feel has gotten the most attention online and on social media?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was me and Kat for a while, but seeing the Morgan and Vince situation was absolutely insane. Zingbot came in there and pissed some people off. Let's
Hmm.
just say that upset some people.
That's what
But
Zingbot's supposed to be for.
yeah, I know exactly. You can't get mad at Zingbot, bro. That's like it's a roast. You're getting roasted, bro. But
You can't spell truth without the word hurt. Why? Because the
exactly.
truth hurts.
Exactly. Truth hurts and cuts deep, man. But I'm glad, I'm glad it was them and not me. But that's funny. That was a funny time to watch for sure.
Now, while you were in the house, was there a moment where Catherine woke you up, rubbing your arm in the same way that Morgan was rubbing Vince's arm?
No way, bro. No way. That was I was like, what? Okay, first of all, what's going on? No. You know, seeing that, I don't even know what to say about that, to be honest. It's
Well, you know what? I just want to give props to Keanu because he went to Vince and was like, "Things are looking bad, man. Like you should kind of reel things in."
yeah.
Well,
Props, dude.
we had Keanu on and we asked him this question and he, I think, gave a really polite, appropriate bro type of answer. Like, guy, like, I know you're a good dude. I know this is not what you mean, but the context of it is not really great. And, personally speaking, like, you should stop, right? That's more or less what he said.
Yeah, yeah, no, and I 120 billion% agree with Keanu on that as well. Like if I would have, it got stronger. That got stronger and stronger until like the end of the game. So whenever I was in there or whatever, I guess maybe I don't know if it was as strong or anything like that, but yeah, definitely, I probably would have been the same way towards Vince. Just like, hey man, like
Yeah.
7 years is a lot longer than a couple months in here, bro. So just stay in your lane, man. Stay focused
Yeah, and
on the main
we
vision.
want to give Vince and of course Morgan an open invite to join us on the program. They can give their sides of the story
Yeah.
and
Hey,
clear the air.
I don't know how good that. I don't know if that's gonna make them happy or not, but they kind of seem like they're over that. But hey, to each their own, bro. I mean, you put yourself out there, so
Yeah. So obviously, like I said, Ashley won. Morgan was dominating. Keanu was amazing with the comps and the commentary. So I'm curious from your perspective, not only just from being in the house and playing, but then when you're watching after, who was the true MVP of the season that really carried the season to such great heights?
man, to be honest, I'm gonna say my boy Keanu. Like, I mean, just being stuck out in there, it's watching him actually care about people and be there for people and you know, Keanu is a he definitely deserved the America's favorite. 100%.
Definitely.
Of
I
course.
don't care what anybody has to say about it. Like this man has brought tears out of me just being in the house, and just our conversations and stuff like that. The way he's made my heart feel and the way that he picked me up. He's seen a brother in me, just like I seen a brother in him. He's one of my very best friends for the rest of my life, and I'm actually so grateful to have gotten to know him. But yeah, no, Keanu, man, he deserves the MVP. He deserves AFP. He's
Yep.
solid dude, and I'm very happy to know him for sure.
Yeah, I think at the end, everyone was rooting for him. So to
Yeah,
see him go out the way he did was really rough. And
yeah,
what's interesting is we've had him on, we had Tucker on from the previous season, Cameron the season before, the last three America's favorite house guests. And the way you become America's favorite house guest is for some reason the house wants to target you early. You go on the block, you dominate the competitions, they can't get rid of you. That
yep,
means more screen time for you. You're dominating the narrative because you're in the diary room more. And they're like, all right, so walk us through this here. You're delivering those funny one-liners, and that's how America tends to like you. So it's been just I would have been interested to hear, from your castmates who didn't leave early, who were in the jury, where they thought the America's favorite was going, because Keanu said everybody kind of thought it was going to be Rachel, but when you're in the house and you're making a target out of somebody on the outside, the way it's edited, it helps them out greatly. So
right.
I'm curious with you though, like how is it like doing those diary sessions? Jimmy said they're waking up 3 o'clock in the morning, come to the diary room. He's in there for a half hour. You had some good funny one-liners. How are those worked out? Talk to us about being in the diary room.
Man, the diary room is, man, it's either good or it's bad. It kind of just depends on what kind of mood you're in, But especially if you get called in there at 3 o'clock in the morning, you could be snoozing, getting the best sleep of your entire life, and then just hear this voice come over, and it's just like, Rylie, please go to the diary room. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, what do you want to talk about? So you go in there and you sit down. They're like, actually, can you go change, or like, can you go do something? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, let me satisfy you a little bit more. I was getting the best sleep of my life, but yeah, F me, right? Um,
The best sleep you were going to get while you were in the house, right?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it kind of just depends, but there was it was cool, whenever you get called to diary room, everybody's just like they get a smile on their face. They like going, but whenever they'd keep you in there for like an hour or like 45 minutes, you're just like, dude, they would catch me all the time when I was making eggs. Every time I would make eggs,
They
they
did it
would
on
call
purpose,
me.
probably.
Yeah, I was
Yes,
gonna say
bro. They would
that had
call
to
me.
have been a running gag because they have the cameras on you guys. So it's like, when are we gonna bother this one? We're gonna bother this one when they're in the bathroom. We're gonna bother this one when they're in the kitchen.
Yeah,
We're gonna bother
what
this
if you
one
were
in the
on the
pool.
toilet?
We're
What
gonna
if you were
bother
in the
this one in the
toilet and
habit.
they're like, Rylie, get off the toilet. It's time for your
Let's bother him.
diary.
Let's bother her. Let's bother him. Let's bother her. Yeah, that's all it is. It's just it's a bother, but at the same time, it's a part of what you sign up for, and you get to go in there and you can vent, man. You can talk about life. It doesn't leave the diary room, obviously. So that part about the diary room is actually pretty nice, just getting to go in there and kind of just open up,
Yeah.
let some tears
How
out.
about making requests? If you need something, you're doing that when they call you in, or you could just pop in there and be like, I need this.
Kind of just depends. You can do either or. So like say we ran out of bread and like or anything, meat, sandwich meat or stuff like that. And I was like, man, I'm gonna go ask for some more. Maybe they'll bring us some more. And they was like, okay, well, we're not gonna give you any, but on the next time, we'll just give you more of it.
Mhm.
So it's not like you get it at that time, but
Right.
yeah. So I mean, I requested some hair stuff. Morgan was like doing my hair and stuff in there. So like I went in there, I used quite a bit of her hair like product and stuff. So she was like, go in there and request some of this. And I was like, okay, I'll go request some. And I went in there and they were just like, okay, well, on your HOH, we'll give it to you. So, and I didn't have my HOH
Yeah,
but
that
for
was a
freaking
No.
robbery.
30 minutes. So
Got nothing.
didn't even get any of that. But that was perks to Mickey. That HOH would have changed the whole entire ball game. That would have changed the end winner. That would have changed.
Ideally, if you were
Who are
the
you going to
HOH, who are you
target?
going to target?
So Ashley would have she would have went home that week for sure.
Ooh.
Because
You really would have changed the game.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It would have been Mickey, Morgan, and Ashley. And Keanu came up to me in the boxing gym and was like, "Who are your targets? Or who are you thinking? I think we need to flush out the power." And I'm like agreeing with him. I'm like, "All right, bro, let's flush out this power." So I tell him Mickey, Morgan, and Ashley, and my renom's going to be Rachel, 100%. So
Ooh, so you would
one
have
of
tried.
them.
You would have tried to backdoor Rachel, and the event she would have went home. You would have been like, "Yep, good,
I mean,
I did
if
it."
that's what would have happened, that's what would
Well,
have
the
happened. But
problem
I
was
had like
so many of your castmates were afraid of her. They wouldn't target her, and
yeah,
I don't get it. If I was you, or not you, but anybody in the house, and I see her coming in the house after we already played the first competition, I'd say I'm targeting her right away. She's going to be my first target.
yeah, that's what Zay did, and Zay ended up
And
going home.
Well,
yeah,
that's what
he
he said to
paid the
Zay.
price for it. Truly paid the price for it.
Yeah, he did. But no, man, I told Keanu that, and he went downstairs, and this kind of kills me, bro. It's like he went downstairs and he told Zach and them, and Zach knew
Yeah.
that Mickey had the power, and then Zach told
You
Mickey,
couldn't trust those burger boys.
man, he told
Those
Mickey, he was like, I
loose
think Riley's
links,
gonna target you,
Loose
loose
lips,
lips sink
like
ships.
ships.
Yep,
Burnt
and
burgers cause indigestion. I mean, it didn't work out with the burger boys.
it dang sure does, bro. But yeah,
All
no,
right.
that was actually a game changing. And Mickey, I wish she wouldn't have used it because Mickey wasn't going home. She was not going to go home on that HOH like at all. I mean, she might have had a couple votes towards her or whatever, but she was not going to go home. More people wanted, you know, Ashley out of there, and Keanu, bro, like jumped into my arms. Like whenever I won the balance beam HOH, so he like jumped into my arms and stuff, and I was like happy about that. And it was in a moment, I was like, "Whoa, f yeah, whoa, whoa!" And then we go inside, and I'm like, "Dang it, bro!" Like I hated saying this because I love it. Like when people are like, "Good job," like supportive in each other and stuff like that. But like people were now looking at me and Keanu as like the biggest threats and targets in the house. So there was
Yeah. Now,
like
how much of that do you think comes with the fact that you two are just bigger than everybody else? Everyone else is pretty short, and you
yeah,
guys are over 6 foot.
yeah. It's I mean, walking in there, they definitely like people talked about my height constantly the whole entire time in there. I was the tallest
Right.
obviously in there.
That
Keanu
that's
was
why that's why you do well, Joe, because you're just average height, and no one's
yeah
gonna see you as a target.
yeah
Me,
Yep,
I'm
the
yeah.
six
average
foot.
Joe.
I'm
Yeah.
6 foot. They'd be like, oh, this guy's a threat.
This guy is a threat. Yeah, no, 100%. They was like, well, they knew like I don't know, just I could skip across the beams and stuff. Rachel, the week that I ended up actually going, Rachel was like telling everybody like we have to get him out of here this week. She was like, "Do you not see the effing grip that she was talking to Keanu? She was like, "Do you not see the effing grip that he has on this house?" Like, and I didn't realize it like that at the point, but I did have a lot of people that liked me, that loved me in the house, and it was a hard deal.
That's
But
Southern West Midwestern charm.
man, I guess so. I guess so. It kind of just comes so natural and, and easy. But yeah, it was the wall comp was next. There's no way in hell I was gonna fall off that wall at all. My girl Catherine freaking almost won the dang thing right next to Vince, bro. I honestly,
Vince winning was shocking for the wall comp.
yeah, that was kind of
Problem
crazy.
is, like, Keanu was just too big for a wall comp, like
And the
Yeah,
muscle
problem
wise.
is the problem is everybody voted out Adrian weeks before, and he would have won the wall comp.
Adrian had trained like all the time, like
Oh man,
for the
poor
dang
How'd you
wall
him.
how,
comp.
how'd you feel about when Adrian gets knocked out and Lauren's like she can't believe it, she's so distraught, but it was her fault. She put him up.
Dude, I mean, if the
Lauren's
veto wouldn't have been
HOHs were the worst.
if the veto wouldn't have been used on Vince, I wouldn't have went anywhere either on Lauren's part.
That's
But
right.
I mean, it's okay. I didn't think Rachel was actually going to go through with. Okay, I didn't know that she said my name to Lauren. I didn't know she actually said like I'm thinking of. I got to consider all of my
It was
options.
a
Like
nice
I will
threat
put
because she
Rylie
knew
up.
you were tight with. She knew Katherine and Lauren were tight, and then you. So she was like, "Listen, if you're gonna ruin my game, what I want out, then I'm gonna put Rylie up." So
Yeah,
at least Rachel was, we'll say, truthful in what she
yeah.
was
She
saying
she was truthful, but I had no idea
with
that she said my
blindsided.
name. And then when Lauren come up to me and was like, "Should I use it or should I not use it?" And I'm like, well, use it. Like I didn't think my game was in danger. Now, if Lauren would have been
Right?
like, well, Rachel said that she's going to put you up if I do, I'd have been like, hell no.
Don't use it, right?
Don't use that. Get freaking Vince's ass out of here, bro. Like,
Mm,
what are you talking about?
yeah. So
Riley, have you rewatched the season? Did you rewatch that part of the episode?
On which one?
So the episode, I mean, they didn't really do you dirty, but it was really dramatic when you like Rachel says, Riley, take a seat. And it's like it's a very like spooky cutthroat type of edit. Have you watched it back at all?
I seen that part and I immediately, like, as fast as I got up in that is as fast as I got up in real life, bro. Like, I was sitting there and I was looking at her and I keep seeing these eyes bouncing and they're locking with me. And I'm like, you're not locking eyes with anybody else. And then immediately she's just like, Riley, take a seat. And I like jump up and I'm like, okay, it's game on now, baby. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care at this point. From that point on, she like just ignored me. Like she walked into a room and I was in there. She opened the door and she looked at me and she would like make this face and shut the door and walk out. And I'm like, what did I do? Like, what, you
Well,
put
you know
me
what?
up? What
I
did
don't
I
know
do to
how much
you?
you saw, but basically, like, Lauren had the power. So Rachel asked her, like, "Oh, if you use the power, who do you not want to see me put up?" And she was like, "I don't want to see you put up Riley." And then she's like, "All right, I'm gonna put Riley up if you do it then as a threat
No
because she wanted
way,
Vince out."
bro.
Yeah, right, Joe? Isn't that
Yep.
exactly what
That's
happened?
exactly
No
what happened.
way.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys
Yeah,
should watch back the
you should
show.
watch that because
Yeah, the
Lauren is the
TV
reason
stuff
you
is
went
very
home.
different.
Because Lauren said, If I use it, just don't put up Riley." And
Right.
and Rachel said, "Well, if you use it, I'm definitely gonna put up Riley then," because she wanted Vince out.
Oh my gosh. No, see, I didn't know that. Like I said, if I would have known that, I would have been like, don't use the freaking
Yeah,
veto and get.
Lauren should have told you.
Yeah, Lauren definitely should have told me that part. But um I think I seen something about like her mention. Oh, it might have been afterwards. So once I got thrown up, Kat and her went into the storage room, and Kat was like I'm actually like upset right now. Like I'm not happy right now. And I think she wound up saying it then. I might be mistaken. Maybe it was a little bit before that, but yeah, I had no idea as well. I was seeing red. I was pissed off, and I was ready to get Rachel out of that house just because like she told me like she called me Kat up to the HOH room and was like, I want to work with y'all. Like she
Mhm.
told me on like day one that she wanted to work with me and stuff. And I was like, okay, well, you're saying that what I'm hearing is from everybody is you're saying that to everybody. So she called me and Kat up and she was like, I want to work with y'all. Yada, yada. And I'm like, okay. I go up in there. I wait for her after she puts me up. I wait for her and I'm in the have not room and she comes up. She's like, can I talk to you? 8 o'clock at night. She waits all day to come talk to me or like even say a word to me after ignoring me all day and stuff like that. Like walking into rooms and just looking at me and walking out. She's like, can we talk? And I'm like, yeah. So we walk straight up to the HOH room and I sit down and she's just sitting there looking at me. And I know y'all seen that. Like, I'm just like, we're just having like this moment of silence that's like 20 minutes, like the long of silence. And she's like, well, like, I'm sorry, Riley. Like, I asked you and Kat if you wanted to work with me, and I said, Rachel, we can work together. You can trust me. Know you got me, and I got you. I don't have to be up in your room 12 hours, 13 hours of the day, up your butt all day for us to know that we trust each other and we work together, Like I don't have to be up here talking to you. That's suspicious. That's
Yeah.
suspect, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like if I see somebody up there just like I have multiple other people, I'm just like, okay, well they're working together. Like obviously, like this is hidden.
True.
Like
The
like
best
we can
alliances are hidden.
exactly, and whenever I was working with people, like I was secretly working with people. I didn't want people to know I was working with them. Like, yeah, like, do you trust him? No, I'm gonna say that. No, I don't. I
Yeah.
don't. If I'm talking to anybody else, like, no, I don't. I don't know what to think about it. Like, I told Rachel one time, I said because I didn't know her and Keanu were that close at this point, and I told her I was like, look, if Keanu says something about me, me and Keanu were good. Like, we were working together, we were on the same page about everything, but I didn't know how she looked at that,
Yeah.
and because this is the point where she her and Keanu was not getting along at all, So like from what I seen, and I was like, whatever he says, like just
Yeah.
take it as easy as possible. Come ask me about it, and then I'll be honest and open with you about it. And then she was like, switched that all up and was like, you don't like my closest alliance member, like
Yeah.
you're trying to get my closest alliance member out and stuff like that. And I'm like,
No
damn,
way.
bro.
You know what? Rachel was never working with Keanu. Keanu still thinks they were working together, but Rachel was just like, oh, if he's gonna keep winning, I'll say I'm with him. But she would
That's a
took him
shield,
out.
bro.
Exactly.
That's
So
like the balance beam deal where Keanu, me, and Vince were teamed up at
yeah,
first, and Keanu was
she
like,
had to jump in with
yeah, and then she had to jump in, and I'm like, I was thinking at that point, strategic like stuff like that as well. Like maybe if we split up, I got a guy right here that I trust. So if he wins
right.
on this side, I'm cool. But if I win on this side, then we're cool. And then
Yep.
we had Kat and Kelly in another group. So I knew like the people that I was like felt safe with, I was pretty good. So I wasn't mad switching over to another team or anything like that. And then me, Jimmy, and Zach ended up getting on. Jimmy was like, I'll throw this competition if you just don't put up Rachel. I didn't need him to throw that competition, bro. I won it by like 8 or 9 seconds. The whole entire thing.
That's where the hype came into play.
Yeah, exactly. That's where
Longer
it all came in.
strides, and you got that balance from the Bulls, so it
Yeah,
all came full circle. So, in your life or in your career, everything with reality TV, what has been your I'm right moment? What I mean by that, a time or place where you wanted to pursue something, you asked somebody for advice. They said, Riley, sounds like a bad idea. Don't do it. It's not going to work out. And you were like, you know what? Thanks for the advice, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. And in the end, you will see why it is that I'm right about this. And I can tell you, I told you so.
man. It's just I would say either carrying myself the way I do, but bull riding, man. Bull riding is something that people is just like you're going to get hurt. You're not going to last long. You're too tall to be a bull rider. You've these bulls are too big or these bulls are too strong. You're going to get hurt. You're going to break your bones. You're not going to make it. You're going to, it's just a short lived sport, anyways. And I dominate. I wear my champion buckles proud. I got multiple champion buckles. I have a lot of champion buckles. I have probably three finalist buckles out of the 15 years that I've ridden bulls. So that's just making it to the finals. But all the other ones that I have are average champion or champion reserve champions. So just having the people that think negatively and don't think positive or don't think having confidence in yourself can take you as far as you want, man. I pick myself up each and every single day. I know what I'm capable of, and if one door closes, I know another door is gonna open for the better. So mainly, man, it's just staying positive. And when people are like, like I said, you're gonna get beat up, you ain't gonna do it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm right. You're wrong, bro. I can do this. I'm a badass. I'm a bull riding son of a bitch. I'm 10 feet tall and bulletproof, and ain't nothing gonna stop me. I don't care. The dragon itself ain't gonna stop me. I'm a bull slayer, man. That's what I do. I've been doing this too dang long, and I love every single bit of it. So
Absolutely. Riley, we love it. Uh, couple last points from me, and then we're going to let you go here. Nick and I, as well as a couple of our friends, we're likely going to be down there in Orlando for the Over the Edge event, which is
Let's go.
coming up the first weekend of December, December 4th to the 7th. So you'll be there as well, correct?
Yes, sir. I will be there, and I am doing a the St. Jude's Children's Hospital
Love it.
Love it.
fundraiser, and I hit my goal. I hit 800. I know we can get past our goal, but I do have the link in my Instagram, stuff like that. So if anybody wanted to contribute to it and help save a life, man, it's always appreciated and it's always grateful. So
Absolutely. We'll get the opportunity to meet you in person. Hopefully, down the line, can maybe do something else in person.
let's
Nick and
do
I
it.
have been very involved with a bunch of former Big Brother people over the past couple of seasons. We did a watch party for the Amazing Race. So hopefully, we could have you come out to New York and attend one
Oh,
of those things that
dude.
we do moving forward. Give you a nice, really good reason to come to New York. Maybe we go out, grab a bite to eat. Also, when is Katherine coming on the show with us now?
Dude, I mean, I asked her if she wanted to jump in on this one, but she's like, nah, I ain't ready right now. So
Gotta have the hair and
I'm
makeup
ready.
on point.
yeah, she's got to get all ready. She
Soon
don't need
enough,
makeup
it'll
though. She
happen.
don't need it, but you know how they are. They want to get themselves all prettied up and everything like that. So
Of
she'll
course.
I'm sure she'll be excited to be on and talk to y'all. Y'all are freaking awesome, bro.
We
Appreciate that.
appreciate that. Absolutely. So we can't wait to have her on. Uh you mentioned it before. Reality TV, right? Is this the last that we've seen you? If there's another opportunity that comes your way, whether it's to do another CBS show, maybe the challenge, or maybe something else, would you be open to it and what would you want to do?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm down for the absolute rest of my life. For this is what I want to do. I want to entertain people. I want to make people smile, and I'm a competitive person. I love competing, and if it's for money, yeah, I love competing for money. So, the challenge, I would absolutely love to go on the freaking challenge. Like, I like physical competitions as well, just like that. You know what I'm saying? And I can deal with pain. I can deal with discomfort and everything like that. So, yeah, the challenge, Survivor, the Amazing Race. Should it be cool to get me and Kat on the Amazing Race? That would be
Hmm.
absolutely insane, bro. But
I'm thinking Riley should go to America's Got Talent. He comes out on the stage with the bull. I mean, that would just be like, this guy's not bullshitting us. Like, he's got legit talent, all right? So,
America's Got Talent bull riding, baby.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Well, Riley, like I said, we appreciate you. Can't wait for Katherine to come on. Can't wait to meet you in person.
Yes,
Can't wait
sir.
to do something else. Again, hopefully down the line you'll be able to come to New York. But we thank you for your time. We really, really appreciate it. We hyped this up. We're happy that it lived up to your expectations. Can't wait to release it. And what we do here is we always give our guests the last words. So if there's anything else you would personally like to share that you haven't already, by all means, go ahead. And also, where could we find you?
Man, stay positive, stay happy, and keep the positive energy going each and every single day. Be the very best you can be, and that's all that matters right there. Love God, put God first each and every single day, and everything will be just right. And then you can find me on Instagram at Rylie_Jeffries. You can find me on YouTube, Rylie Jeffries. You can find me on TikTok, Rylie_Jeffries. And my other TikTok is Rylie Jeffries BB27.
ooh.
So I got Facebook as well, Rylie Jeffries. So y'all can, tune in on
Uh,
anything y'all want.
everything but LinkedIn for Riley. All right, everybody's
Everything
out
but
here.
LinkedIn and Twitter right now. I do not have a Twitter right now. I did have one, but somebody like hacked into it and
Ah,
and
damn.
started spreading a bunch of like stupid stuff. So I just got in there and like
Yeah.
deleted it. But
All right. Well, like Riley said, it's all about the POP, Joe, the power of positivity. Don't you
power of
dare miss an hour.
positivity.
Clap for Riley Jeffries as he graced us with his presence here on the You Know I'm Right podcast. Riley, thank you for your time. Best of luck on everything moving forward here. And that's going to do it here for this episode of You Know I'm Right for our very special guest, Riley Jeffries, my co-host, Joe Calabrese. I'm Nick Durst, and this has been You Know I'm Right.